Now, players, yesterday I could have sworn Frumpy Dump filed a motion decreeing and declaring that he was broken in a joke and could not afford to pay that $464 million civil fraud judgment in New York. But apparently that's not stopping him from filing frivolous ass lawsuits. Y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat, because once again Frumpy Dump is wasting the MAGA Mice money filing a lawsuit against George Stephanopoulos because of that Nancy Mace debacle. Grab your tea, have a seat. Let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a stack with your players. I wasn't planning on touching on the Nancy Mace and George Stephanopoulos situation because I, like most people, felt like it was a very fair question that he asked her. He asked her how could she possibly support Frumpy Dump when at the end of the day he was found liable for SA of E. Jean Carroll, being that she is a victim of rape. Fair question. How could she do that? But she took it to the extreme and she was posting for days on end. Y'all watch this video. I'll see you on the other side.
Asking you a very simple question.
And I answered it. You're shaming me for my political choices.
I'm asking you a question about why you endorse someone who's been found liable for rape.
It was not a criminal court. This was
a civil court.
It was a civil court. And by the way, she joked about the judgment and what she was going to do with all that money, and I find that offensive.
I'm asking you
about
the man
as a rape victim who's been shamed for years now because of her rape, you're trying to shame me again by asking me this political question.
You've repeated that again.
I think it's offensive. As a woman, I find it offensive.
Now, again, players, I thought it was a fair question, but Nancy Mace did not think it was a fair question, so she has been scurrying around Annalise Keaton's internet on Newsmax, Faux News, anybody who will listen, basically saying that George Stephanopoulos should be fired because he exploited her situation. So now Frumpy Dump has decided to seize the moment, and he has filed a lawsuit against George Stephanopoulos and ABC News, basically because of the verbiage that George Stephanopoulos used when he was questioning Nancy Mace. So the lawsuit takes aim at how George Stephanopoulos, at multiple points in his questioning, said that Frumpy Dump had been found liable for rape. Again, the jury had found Frumpy Dump liable for SA under New York law, but not rape. So in the 20-page complaint, Frumpy Dump's Crackerjack Box legal team decreed and declares that these statements were and remain false and were made by the defendant Stephanopoulos with actual malice or with a reckless regard for the truth, given that defendant Stephanopoulos knows that these statements are patently false. The jury expressly found that the plaintiff, Frumpy to the motherfucking dump, did not commit rape, and as demonstrated below, defendant George Stephanopoulos was aware of the jury's findings in regard, yet still falsely stated otherwise. So Frumpy Dump has filed a lawsuit against ABC and George Stephanopoulos. It's going to be very interesting to see how this entire situation plays out. Baby, the discovery process is going to be delicious if it even makes it to that point. All right, players, put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. This is Double D Mobile reporting for the Black Accurate News.